watch this video. How you doing? How you guys doing this week, man? This week has been up. It's been up and down week. Nothing too crazy, but it's been up and down. But you know, making the best of it, of course. And we're gonna go from there. We got our first order of the day. It's 30 by 32. I think it's for $70, but you know, we haven't looked at the item, so we don't know what's in there. So it is what it is. But yeah, nothing too crazy. We started off pretty good today. We had to wait until 10 o'clock because the 9 o'clock order from BJ's wasn't there wasn't it this morning. It wasn't it this morning. So we waited till about 10, and I think at 9:57 this one dropped. So yeah, started off good. So we're gonna see how this day goes because we got some things to talk about. We got some things to talk about today as far as deactivation, updates, and new policies that Instacart implemented. So let's get into it. Let's get into what today is, and let's see how this first order is gonna go. We did the second part of the drop off, but I'm in an area that's not so favorable to people of my color, so I need to drop this off and leave before somebody, you know, calls the authorities on me. But I did get an order from Rody. I got a Rody order, so we're gonna do that today. That was a $52 one. I put the picture up. So we have that order, so I'm about to head to the Home Depot and get that done, and that's gonna be $50, easy. It's a long drop off, but it is what it is. Maybe we can get something on the way or on the way back, then we can hurry up and do that and then head to the store. So let's see how this goes. So the drop off was pretty easy. It was only like 11 minutes from the store, which is amazing because if I got a what's the name order, a Instacart order, it'll be easy because everything else is just 10 minutes back if it's on this side of the water. If not, then we have to drive all the way to the other side, but it is what it is. But this was a pretty easy drop off, and now we're headed back to Civilization. I had no service, so I had to wait until I drive back to Civilization to get service because it was up out of water. And as you know, once we get out here in the water with you know, by Long Island, ain't no service out here. So now we're back to Civilization, and we're gonna be on our way back. We're gonna be on our way back either towards the house or towards some of these stores, but hopefully we get an order, and then if not, we can go do that. If not, then we're gonna be back in the house. Let's see where this day goes. So only one order for the day. It's a pretty light day. Was only able to get one order. We tried to get a few more, but it wasn't available, so we selected some. We wasn't able to get them. Again, just a loading, and then you don't get it. But we knew that today, normally Sundays are like slow days, so it is what it is. But she finished the week at 261.79. Dyslexia kicking in. So she finished the week at 681.79 for the week. So she did a total of 12 batches, and she did a total of 16 orders. So she averaged about roughly $57 per batch and about $43 per order. So not too bad. Again, she only did 12 by 16, so 12 batches, 16 orders in total. So it's really difficult to get decent paying batches, but you know, one at a time. So Instacart did update their drop-off portion of the app. You're able to see everything on screen. Your navigation, your items, whether you want to call a message. Before, you would have to tap different buttons to go into each individual selection that you wanted to do. So I have to give credit where credit is due. They definitely did a good job of updating that portion, so we don't have to keep going back and forth in between different options to contact the customer. So in light of Instacart being investigated, of course, they had to make changes because, you know, when it starts to go after their pockets, now they want to change. They want to change things. So Instacart did make changes to their policy. Customers are going to be deactivated if they start abusing the tipping system. So if you go out there and you put a large gratuity for people to complete your order, and you get your order and you remove it, or you know, whatever they deem unfavorable to remove any portion of the whole gratuity, then you can possibly be deactivated, which they should have done a long time ago, in my opinion. The second part of this is that they now reduced it from 3 days to 1 day. So the customers have up until 1 day to modify the gratuity. I don't think it goes far enough. I think it should be limited to how we are limited to 30 minutes. We have to wait 30 minutes to see the full payout of the batch order, the completed batch order, excuse me. I think they should be limited to that same 30-minute window, because we should not be responsible for whatever happens after we drop the groceries off. We should also, it should also be, it's not, and we shouldn't be liable for the customer not answering the door or being home when we drop the groceries off. Right now, we add a no contact delivery, so whatever happens after we drop it off is not our responsibility. It's also not our responsibility to make sure the customer's home or awake while we dropping off the groceries. That's the responsibility of the customer, because they get notified from when we start shopping until pretty much the drop off point. So I think it should be limited to that same 30 minutes. After the 30 minutes, we drop it off if they want to confirm everything, or even an hour after drop off, so they can, go through whatever. And if, they don't, if something is missing, they can deem it missing, or if the product isn't, perfect, however they want it, you should give them at least, 30 minutes to an hour. I say 30 minutes because we have to wait that long to get paid. So there's that. Instacart also stated that they had a plan to allow customers to only modify 50% of the tip, but it wasn't rolled out in all states. I don't know if it was rolled out at all in any state. If you guys know somebody or know somebody state who has that implemented, please let me know in the comments. But I have not heard that it's been rolled out anywhere. But I know that was an option that there was, even before they was getting investigated. They said that they was trying to roll that out, so we won't get shafted because people are removing the gratuity. But we don't know. They didn't update us. They didn't give us no information. So there's that. So as you can see with that batch, Instacart is not real clear, and it's intentional. We know it's intentional, but they're not very transparent on how we get paid for these batches. Even though it shows that we're paid for number of units, items, weight, the store type. So if it's a club store or not a club store, in the distance, you cram all of that into a $7 to $10 minimum payout. Like that's terrible. So it's very vague, and it's supposed to be very vague. It's supposed to be confusing, and even when we contact shopper support, they don't know what some of these payments are, as I said in the last video as well. So they're intentionally non-transparent when it comes to how they pay us, because even from the calculations that I've done, the payment doesn't add up to that. It's 7.2 for the mileage, and it's 0.60 per mileage, plus $7 for each batch, for each batch, and then it's 2.4 in a combined tip. That averaged out, that came out to $21.06 if they don't include the mileage into that initial $14. But if they do, that makes it even worse, because it's like we're only getting paid for mileage. So again, they need to either fix that or don't classify us as shoppers. We are not shoppers. We shop for free, and we just get paid to deliver. That's pretty much what it is. And if that's the case, then there should be people at the store doing this for us, and then whatever the fee is, we should just get paid to drop it off, because we're in essence, we're shopping for free. So now it seems that we're able to see up to 18 batches on screen. I know it says 17, but I was able to see 18 batches when I screenshotted it. It dropped one batch, so unfortunately I wasn't able to get to 18. But we allowed to see up to 18 batches on screen. I know a few months ago when I was active, before they deactivated me, I know that I was able to see 18 batches one day, and I thought it was a glitch. So I thought, it was hacked or something. But no, if we're able to see 18 batches, why is it we're not able to see 18 batches all the time? Why is it limited to a certain time, which is around 9 o'clock and 10 o'clock? 9 o'clock is when BJ drops, and then 10 o'clock is when Costco drops. Why is it that we're not able to see this? So I think that they're intentionally rolling out certain things. They're intentionally allowing us to see certain things all the time. And I would get it. If you're a veteran and you're able to see 17 batches or 18 batches at one time, I would understand that. And then, the newer guys only see 10. I would understand that. But now it just seems like they're fiddling with the app, or they limit certain things, and then other things are unlimited. So, it is what it is. But just bring you guys some news and let you know what's going on. And last but not least, deactivation. So this is the biggest thing. This is, not a lot of information, but this is going to be like a good portion, something I'm very familiar with because they did deactivate me, as you can see. But we're going to talk about just things to avoid and things to be wary of. I'm never going to tell you guys not to do something. I'm just going to give you guys information and let you make an informed decision. So when it comes to alcohol delivery and prescription delivery, I will be very wary about signing up for things like that because I've seen things on Reddit and I've seen things on Facebook as well. They can get you deactivated very quickly, whether they can claim that you didn't check an ID, whether they claim that you didn't drop off the alcohol, or whether they want to claim that you didn't drop off the prescription to the right address. I think whatever you can do to minimize your chances of being deactivated, you should definitely do, especially when it can take any false reporting, as you guys can see, to for them to deactivate you and they don't hit you back. So I think that's definitely something to be very wary of when if you are going to try to get alcohol deliveries and prescription deliveries, because again, they entice you by saying it'll open you up to more batches, but it also opens you up to being deactivated in a quicker manner. So definitely be wary of that. Receipts to keep or not to keep, that's the question. In my opinion, you should keep your receipts, and I know it's difficult because with the receipts, they're so fragile that lighting could damage them, water can damage them, moisture can damage them, humidity could damage them. So if you can scan your receipts and store them, that's a good way of saving them. That's what I was doing. So unfortunately, I still got deactivated. They claimed that I abused the card. And then 4 days ago, when they updated me, they claimed that I didn't deliver. I didn't do a delivery. But even if that was the case, even if I didn't do a delivery, you guys are still supposed to give me a warning. So again, we see that they're not honest with their deactivation. So May 14th, they claimed that I was doing fraudulent and deceptive practices with the card, but then again, June 4th, they claimed that it was a failure to deliver. So again, for me, it makes no sense. And then when I reach out, they'll tell you, hit this email, and then when you hit the email, you get this. So it seems like there's no real transparency here, as they like to claim on these multiple news outlets that there's transparency. There's no transparency because when we reach out, you guys take your time. You guys take your time to respond back, and it creates this bitterness between certain shoppers. Luckily, again, I have other things to do. I have other apps that I can go to, and there's multiple ways for me to make money. Again, Instacart is just the second easiest way. As you see today, Roadie was the easiest way that I made money today, not the person that I'm working with, that I'm driving, that I'm chauffeuring around. I made $50 today, $52 today. So, and again, that's me doing almost no work. That's me walking to the store, telling them who am I picking up for, signing some paperwork, loading into my car, and dropping it off. $52 with 15 minutes of work. So, for me, Roadie is the easiest way for me to make money, but because you can't batch orders as well as you used to, it becomes more and more difficult. But again, that's just our little weekly, her weekly recap. I'm just recapping, what she did. Again, we also have somebody else that I have under my referral code working as well, and his numbers was pretty much the same. So it seems like you can either work more batches for the amount of money, or you can not work, or you can try to get the large orders, the whales as they like to call it. You can go for the whales, and you get 2 of those and you go for the day, or you can try to go for these smaller ones. But either way, it's going to be a lot of driving in some cases, so you have to remember that as well. So again, almost 700. I think she made 700 for the week. She did get a $20 tip in cash, if I'm not mistaken. So she didn't make about 700 for the week. Not too bad. Working, every day, and averaging about almost 2 orders a day. I think 1 or 2 days she was only able to get 1 order, one good order. That's what I want to emphasize is one good order. So again, we'll be back at it on Wednesday, hopefully. That's just my little weekly recap, and let me know what you guys are going through in the comments. Same old. If you guys like the content, like, share, comment. Excuse me, if you guys like the content, like and share. If you don't like the comment, let me know in the description below. So again, not too bad of a week, you know, not horrible, but not too bad of a week. So keep it pushing, and stay on your toes, man. Stay on your toes. With you guys going to the media outlets and letting them know what's going on is really making a change. Protesting is cool, but unless we have a solution about how we're gonna go about having them fix certain things that we need and we want, you know, it's not gonna change overnight. So keep doing what you guys doing. Keep making noise. Keep letting your voices be heard. So until Wednesday, have a good one.